the brand new Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. It's a major arena soccer league Sunday night as the San Diego Sockers put a 9-game winning streak on the line, taking on their rivals from the Pacific Northwest, the Tacoma Stars. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. It's the Sockers, it's the Stars, and for San Diego, it's not often you see a 10-game winning streak, especially in a 24-match league like the MASL, but that's what's on the line this evening. San Diego's 9-1, and if they win tonight, going into a tough part of their schedule, they'd be going in with a lot of momentum.
The Sockers are actually building momentum the right way. They are improving the way they play, and also they are making sure that they're getting healthier. Tonight, Cesar Cerda and Piwi Ortega are now back, making the defense stronger. And now with an incredibly, potentially difficult road match, 3 away matches, 2 games against Chihuahua, they are now going to go ahead and need to have tonight be a momentum builder and keep that level up high.
Of course, anytime you talk about Tacoma and San Diego, you're talking about 2 of the best goalkeepers in the MASL, and they will be our spotlight players this evening, starting for San Diego with Boris Pardo, the all-time MASL wins leader, first to 10,000 minutes, and he's been in real sharp form of late.
100% with a 4.21 goals against average, He's actually knotted that here in the 2025 season. He is, like you said, one of the most legendary players in the goalkeeping with 10,000 minutes and looks to now be in form tonight.
Meanwhile, of course, anytime you talk about Tacoma, we're talking about the guy who was Boris's teammate and friend and rival, Chris Toth. Chris coming off a great performance on Friday, and he'll probably be put to the test again. 28 salvadas against Chihuahua this last Friday in a losing effort. He is the all-time leader in minutes with 10,110 minutes to Pardo's 10,000 overall. He's actually now notched at .804 save percentage, and that makes him now the second best season that he's had in his career. Yeah, he's really been sharp. He'll be a tough guy to try and get past. We'll come back, Melissa May, with some good news for you, and then we've got the opening kickoff. It's the Sockers and the Stars coming your way on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
We are live at Front Wave Arena for the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars. With Tony Sanchez and our Amoda broadcast crew, I'm Craig Elston. Let's go down and welcome in our sideline reporter, Melissa May.
There's good news for the Sockers defense, who've been playing shorthanded for the better part of a month. Tonight, they welcome back their defensive captain, Cesar Cerda, and veteran defender, Luis Pee-wee Ortega. They've both been dealing with hamstring issues that have resulted in them both missing significant playing time. Tonight, Ortega says he's a little bit nervous, but feels significantly better than he did. Also on the mend are defender Ben Raymond and midfielder Leonardo de Oliveira. But Coach Salvaggio has ultimately decided to sideline both Raymond and de Oliveira for tonight's game as the team gets ready to head on the road at the end of this week to take on KC and also St. Louis. And then next week they head south of the border to take on Chihuahua. Craig, Tony, back to you.
Sockers rounding into form on the field, rounding into form off the field as well. Let's take a look at what's happening with the Sockers. Winners of 9 straight, 26 points, currently third place in the table. Chihuahua right now is beating Empire. They're up 5 goals in the fourth, so that will still be some room to climb to get to number 1. Charlie Gonzalez now leading the club with 16 points and 11 assists. That plus 28 goal differential. Top 3 MASL, and Boris Pardo, winner of 6 in a row, 421 goals against, 688 save percentage, a little under his average. Looking at Tacoma, it's been a rough season so far for the Stars. Just 7 points, only 1 regulation win, and that came in their first game against the Sockers. 11th place on the table. Nick Pereira leading the way with 15 points, negative 34 goal differential, so it's not just been bad luck, but Chris Toth, 804 save percentage, 160 saves. For perspective, Tony, Chris Toth has made more saves this year than both Boris Pardo and Xavier Snare-Williams have faced shots combined. The whistle sounds. Sockers in their third kits, black and gold. The Stars in white with the yellow and orange diamond midriff pattern fading into navy blue, white shorts, white socks. Sockers going left to right. Stars going right to left across your screens. It's MASL TV on YouTube. It's a Sockers Sunday night. Here's Tavoy Morgan leaving it off for Gabriel Costa, the all-star, putting it to the middle, kicked out of the way by Logan Jones.
And something that definitely is reminiscent of this Sockers team is that they have this same passion and fervor to face this Tacoma Stars, who, remember, last season really took it to San Diego and almost took the entire season away. And here we see some defense from Tacoma, something that they need to go ahead and do in front of Chris Toth to save his energy. Something that he's been doing, as you mentioned, Craig, is be busy in net.
Toth is the all-time MASL saves leader. Here he comes all the way across midfield, almost 2/3 of the way down, to try and add a little to the offense. But it's been Tacoma's offense that's been largely lacking over the course of this regular season so far. Halfway point for Tacoma tonight, their 12th match. For San Diego, just their 11th. Adrian Correa. Correa dancing on the ball out to Canale, and there's a great save by Boris Pardo. He had men in front of him partially screening, but got down to his left hip and made the stop.
It's that big frame of Boris Pardo, able to read that curve perfectly. Canale there with the inside foot shot. Warming up Boris Pardo here, first save of the day.
Our officials in red down on the floor, Joe Salinas and Servando Berna. Saul Rojas, Mark Ferris in the box. Luis Morales charging in. Morales open to the back post. He shoots. Keiko Gontan was not there. And the Stars have it back on their foot. The veteran Corey Keats hasn't played a lot, coming back from injury. No points, no goals this year, which, if you're a Sockers fan, should make you nervous, because Corey's usually good for one against San Diego specifically, in San Diego specifically, every year. Matt Brame, the Frenchman, picks it up along the north wall. We come to you from the north side, looking down here at Front Wave Arena, inland Oceanside, North County, San Diego. Keiko Gontan. Taken away by Tyler John. Luis Morales recovers on right point. Pee-wee Ortega back out there. Great to see. Number 69. He's behind the play. Gontan gets fouled. And the Sockers can bring out their offensive stars, Tony, for this free kick.
And the offense for the Sockers has been pretty good this season, especially featuring a great Charlie Gonzalez. And really, it's an opportunity really early on to see exactly how you're going to position yourself on offense and put the pressure on. Tacoma on the back foot here.
Charlie will take it out. It's Childs straight away. Shot it wide. Costa left foot. Tries to put it back. Look at that try by Tavoy. Spun it out of the air. Back to net with the outside of his right foot. Toth made a reaction save.
That's just finesse there by Tavoy. Letting gravity take the shot, essentially. Just leaving the foot on the ground and finding a way to put a dangerous shot on target. Here's Tavoy again.
Trying to turn to that right foot. Tipped away by the veteran Moy Gonzalez. He has chosen once again to wear the beanie cap out on the floor. Cerda, back from a hamstring injury, cost him the last 3 games. Always great to see both Cerda and Pee Wee out there. Now you're starting to see, still need to get Ben Raymond back. They're hoping to have him back next week, but when they do, that'll be the full defensive core for San Diego. First time in a while.
That's very important, to be able to have many players come in and fill in a situation and a spots for the Sockers, both offensively and defensively. It has been huge for their success so far this season.
Charlie Gonzalez over to Cerda, looking for his first goal of the year. He's got 3 assists on the season. Costa stops and starts, cuts the pass. Ruggles turns, great save, Toth. Turning on that left foot, Ruggles was set up perfectly and then dropped down the middle. Number 8, Kai Briscoe, a rookie for the Stars. And a blue card is out, and it looks like they may award a shootout on top.
Didn't look like Chadley was going to be the last man defending. There was still a chance and some ways to go. See, Chadley there putting his arms outside himself, just outstretched in disbelief. We'll see the replay here. Getting beat on the run.
Is he the last man back? I think there's an active question as to whether Cerda had a half step to be last man back, and we'll see if the Sockers choose to go early on a challenge here from Phil Salvaggio, and it looks like they are. Well, Salinas just said blue card shootout. The question is, will there be a challenge?
And definitely Chadley on that one could have hustled a little more to get that ball or just pointed back to Boris Pardo. Now a dangerous opportunity for number 10, the great Nick Pereira.
No challenge, and therefore 5 seconds for Nick Pereira, one-on-one against Boris Pardo to try and give Tacoma a 1-0 lead. Nothing like gifting the all-time MASL assist leader, a man with 230 goals, 230 assists in his career, an unimpeded path on net. Let's see if Bopa, the King of Queens, can come up with a gigantic stop to set the tone tonight. There's the whistle. There's the save. Boris Pardo stays right with Pereira.
And you can see how coolly and calmly Bopa just approaches Pereira, who takes a more, regular-looking shootout.
Yeah.
He's taken a couple beach soccer tries here against Wave more recently.
I mean, I've seen so much more creativity. Nick just took a step forward and basically shot where he aimed. Impressive for a great save, nonetheless. Anytime you stop Nick Pereira, it's great news. Now, the question is, why would a top of the arc begin this? There would not be. It should be at the spot of the foul. And they have reset it. And now a 2-minute power play begins for Tacoma with 10:58 left on the first quarter clock. This will count either to 8:58 remaining or to a Stars goal, which could open up this scoring. Alex Caceres wearing the captain's armband for Tacoma. The Colombian is number 7 out on the right wing. Pereira's on the left wing. Down low, Moy Gonzalez. Willie Spur is on the back post for the Stars. Out to Caceres. The left-footed shot is blocked. Gutierrez. Mendez trying to race for it. Mendez. Toth comes up with a beautiful slide tackle, and he sets up the offense. Spur coming in even, and a great save by Pardo. It was 1v1, Spur versus Pardo on the short post, and Boris is able to pick it up. Minute 30 left on the man advantage as Pardo strong arms one down the floor, looking for Tavoy Morgan. Gets yanked, and a foul is called on Caceres.
And this is as good as you can hope for if you're Boris Pardo. Another great stop, a chance, an opportunity for a counterattack here, but then you get yourself a set piece. in the power play. So now you're on the offensive side of things, but still danger there with an extra man out.
Always lovely to get an offensive opportunity. And Gutierrez bombs it just a little high and wide. Skips over the low wall and out of play. Tacoma on their 15th power play of the year. They're 5 for 14, 36%, 7th in the 12-team MASL. The Sockers have killed 8 out of 11 so far this year, 73%, 6th in the league. They've given up, or they have scored, I should say, 1 shorthanded goal. Welcome to everyone just joining us off of a Chihuahua Savage 11-5 win in Ontario against the Empire Strikers. Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Melissa May here with you. An early power play for Tacoma is halfway through. No score with under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Spur, Keats, Caceres. Gonzalez is on left wing, and Pereira's gone down to the back post now. 45 seconds on the man advantage. It's Gonzalez and it's Pereira. Crossing to the back post, looking to feed Spur. Crashing in was Pereira to keep it away from Pardo being able to grab it. And control remains with the Stars. 30 seconds on the power play. Caceres in the middle. Gonzalez rotates around him. Gets the ball on right wing down to Spur, right corner. 20 seconds. Caceres finding Pereira. He will step into it and a diving stop. Pardo should be able to bleed out most of this clock as he uses his 4 seconds and then spins it down the floor. Good ball, looking for Tavoy. Tavoy scores! Shorty, I love ya! Tavoy Morgan on a beautiful assist from Pardo. Perfectly placed inside the red line, exactly where he needed it, and Tavoy does the rest for 1-0.
It is absolutely fundamental what we've just witnessed from Boris Pardo. You make the stop, you rally back, you start the counterattack. You know exactly where Morgan's going to be. Morgan had to do his share and just slide it past Toth, but give a lot, if not most, of credit to Bopa. That's why he is such a legendary player in the goalkeeping position. A monumental presence in net for the Sockers. He's feeling it tonight.
5:58 that time of that short-handed goal, and in 2 seconds, Gonzalez gets to come out of the box. Here he comes. Still a chance, and it's in Pardo's mitts. And now a chance for a counterattack instead. Spun out to Sebastian Mendez. He's on a 5-game goal streak. Left for his former teammate Luis Morales in Texas. Luis a little bit too fancy with the tiptoe spinning touch, and Canale is able to take it away.
Somebody's got to be able to tell Morales he has a man on in that situation. He had 3 players on.
Felipe Souza nudged off the ball. Ruggles in tight quarters. Mendez able to head it to an empty midfield where Chris Toth runs it down. First goal to San Diego tonight. Morgan from Pardo. Boris' second assist of the year. Block shot, Pee Wee Ortega. Luis right back in the mix, the Chicago native.
Such a joy to see him out there.
Yeah. John working on Pee Wee. Into the corner, off the frame high. Ruggles trying to control. Mendez fouled as he let the ball go.
It's going to be one of the 2 things. He's going to spin out of with control of the ball or get fouled. He knew there was a 50-50 chance there. In those situations where sometimes you get asked to go to the ball first, weather the storm and get a foul for your team there.
Happy to have you. MASL Soccer on MASL TV tonight. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Appreciate you. Wrapping up the week of MASL action. One more match for all you fans around the country and around the world. Mitchell Cardenas to Keiko Gontan, the Spaniard with over 200 appearances in La Liga in his career. He's been a delight.
Adios. Goodbye.
Meanwhile, Boris Pardo decleating Moy Gonzalez with fancy footwork. Charging down the middle. Brand new rookie for Tacoma, and he diving save denying Misael Lopez. Just his second match ever in the MASL. Doesn't even have his name on his jersey yet. Wait till you get home for that kid. Charlie Gonzalez. Friday night, Stars played a whale of a match down in Chihuahua, losing only 4-1. Holding Chihuahua to 4 down there is insane. Of course, Chris Toth had 28 saves that night.
A rare defensive game down in Corner Sport Arena as a foul here now. Ball for the Stars.
Stars were hoping for a high boot call there, and they will not get it. Ball takes a funny hop that avoided Nick Pereira. Good news for Boris Pardo. Gotta like that. Here's a ball up the middle. Mendez trying to leave it off for Christian Gutierrez. It was bouncing off of bellies. Back to Cardenas with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Next ball out of play would be the official's timeout. Mendez wall pass. Caceres calmly clears. Cardenas is there as the free safety for San Diego. Back to Charlie. Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzalez.
He's also a player that's found his form this season on the set piece and in open play as well. Pivotal part of the Sockers offense.
Tavoy just ran on, and Costa thought he was in a different spot than he was. Tavoy had to wait in front of the Stars bench. Now he makes a run into the attacking zone. Gets it back, charging, double teamed off the back of Ruggles' heel. Down to Charlie. Charlie with space. He shoots. Save made Toth. Had his hands out in a blocking position. There's an attempt, I guess, to chip Pardo. Instead, just bombed in. Oh, taken away by Tyler John in just an instant. And it equalizes this match 1-1. That's one of those shocking goals that can only happen indoors.
I mean, if you're Tacoma, that's incredibly fortunate. A shot that even Boris extended his arm, said, "What are we doing here?" And hey, maybe it was concocted that same exact way, waiting for the mistake, and the mistake was found. Hate to see that if you're a Sockers fan.
So, all gifts will be accepted, and Tacoma wrapped. It's 1-1. We are on MASL. Back with you at Front Wave Arena. It's not an own goal, but kind of along those lines. Luis Pee Wee Ortega trying to chest it back to Boris Pardo. Tyler John steps in between and tips it home for 1-1. That's our score, approaching the 5-minute mark remaining here in the first quarter. They are kicking around the ball created by Miter, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Here's Drew Ruggles, left-footed bomb is wide off the glass. Knocked down by Kyle Rivers. Rivers put it into hot water. Corey Keats spun out of it. The native of Armada, Michigan. Now, here's a handball that everyone can see in a million years. As Matt Brabe thought, under pressure from Morales down on the floor, the right idea would just be to pick the ball up.
There was no way in his mind that wasn't a foul going to be awarded and a stop of play. Otherwise, I have no other reason for that.
Why is the argument?
Swimming motion, yeah.
What is the argument, son? You put your hand down and curled it around the ball. Challenge flag is for deliberate handball and a blue flag, or a blue card. That's why they're throwing a challenge here. They're challenging for a blue card. I mean, isn't the intentionality of literally grabbing and holding the ball card-worthy?
Great goalkeeping maneuver as well, though, to pounce on that so quickly.
Did not forget what color kit he was wearing. I think he had Toth's blue on. Well, I think this challenge just might be successful.
It should.
If they're challenging for a handball. We saw it, so did the rest of the arena, so I think they'll see it too.
I don't know if Brame saw it, though.
MASL video review. Should never be easier. Each team gets one review. If you get it right, you get to keep your flag for a second try. Here's Brame being challenged. Okay, he wants to say he was pulled down. That's what he's saying. The argument from Brame is that right there he got yanked down by the hand. But if you're not calling that foul, then you've got to call the handball. I mean, he literally grabs the ball.
Yeah, and the referee doesn't even blow for the foul or the handball until after he manipulates the ball.
But I mean, he did get yanked down. I wonder if that's what they're going to call. Let's take a listen to what Joe Salinas has to say. He and Servando Berna are deliberating.
Attention music fans, the king of the accordion, Ramon Ayala, is coming to Pro Wave Arena on February.
Trying to sign steal.
Here we go.
Now, so secure your
After the review, we are going to go with a shootout and a blue card for a tactical foul handball.
Well, the PA announcer was talking over the official, so he had no idea what he said. But it is, in fact, a blue card. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Well, okay. So here's the thing.
Love that.
What Tacoma could do right now, Adam Becker could throw his flag right now. And he could say, I'm challenging for a foul before the handball. And if he did, he would get it. Because Luis Morales clearly yanked Brame down by the left hand. However, once you get beyond that, it's an obvious handball. It's an obvious blue card.
Now that would be an interesting same play, two challenges, and both coaches would keep their challenge flag, but it doesn't seem like that may be the case here, and it's actually going to be a shootout.
Yeah, it'll be because it's a deliberate handball.
Yes.
So Craig Giles now gets an opportunity to gun for his 491st career goal as a San Diego Soccer. Wouldn't that be something? That's counting PASL. 5 seconds to beat his old buddy Chris Toth one-on-one. Toth comes charging out. There's still time. Giles shoots in a second save. Oh boy, both of our all-star keepers showing their form here tonight. Both denying the captains.
Both tries actually relatively mirrored each other, where it's just a simple step over and then a direct shot to the humanity of the goalkeeper, except Giles had a little bit more time, and Toth does incredibly well to not give up on the play. There is still 5 whole seconds after, but now set piece Chadley starts it.
This power play began with 4:48 left in the first quarter. The team with the most shorthanded goals in the league is Tacoma. Rivers and Pardo able to find it in his crease.
What a great looking counterattack there. Just a change of gear at the half pitch.
The Stars are only 9th in the league, 62.5% kill, but they do have 3 shorthanded goals, including 2 against San Diego. Giles over to Charlie. Gabriel Costa. Morgan tried to just shuffle that one into the net. Luis Morales digging it out in the corner. Here's Costa. Morales. Giles brings it down, and there's 53 on the penalty clock. Giles had a hat trick in Texas. Over to Charlie Gonzalez. Costa, room, Giles, blocked. Morgan scores. Tavoy on his knees. He says, thank you, please, for that rebound. Finding his toe for his second goal of the night, a power play score. He's got a power play and a shorty and a 2-1 lead.
That's why you always have to be ready for Gabigol to give you that diagonal pass right into the space, and the shot gets blocked the first time. And Tavoy, in great striker fashion, always ready, always prepared. Just tap it in next to the post. 2-1, San Diego Sockers over Tacoma.
11:33, the time of goal. So special teams really showing strong in this game. Both keepers saving a shootout, but the Sockers scoring shorthanded and on the power play for a 2-1 lead. Morgan's 13th of the season. Look out, Toth almost got his pocket picked on the goal line. Costa is bird-dogging Logan Jones and then fouls him, pulling his arm.
It's a special talent that we have on both nets, and Chris Toth is just an otherworldly goalkeeper when it comes to having the ball at his feet.
By the way, for the fans reaching out, we appreciate you. We are aware that there have been some audio difficulties, and please do know that our crew is aware and is working on it. Here's Gabriel Costa. Costa. .242. Here's Canale.
Just waiting on the turn there. Mendes receives. Pretty strong challenge there. He was a resilient player, Mendes, who's had his struggles in the beginning and has come into the Sockers and found his way. Really being taken in by this Sockers team. His teammates love him.
Pee-wee. 2:07. That one from Parno, which he shot in front of the red line, allowing him to attack the corners. Taken away. By the way, Moy Gonzalez, number 92, with the cap on his head. One statistical note, he is on 199 goals in his career. Could this be 200? Wide by Tyler John. He's also sitting on 299 points in his career. So next point is 300, next goal is 200. And if his next point's a goal, he gets them both at once. Pretty cool. Leonardo de Oliveira just got his 300th MASL point. Week ago. They're hoping to have Leo back next week as well. As the Sockers go to the Midwest, they'll take on Kansas City and St. Louis next weekend. Tough trip. Right before the All-Star game. Minute 12 left here. A chance for a break. Sebastian Mendes gets the ball from Gontan. Costa on right wing. Mendes will cut it. One-handed save. Costa's there, and a well played by Souza to deny him the opportunity to feed it inside short post. Well played by Tacoma right there. Toth the big save, and Souza cleans up.
It's defensively impeccable under pressure by both players there. Toth able to get down and parry that ball to his side. That's what you get taught in goalkeeping school. If there ever is a goalkeeping school.
Saturday. Charlie. 35 seconds. First magic minute of the night. Minute 15, first quarter. Charlie's got a little space. Used a high boot to bring it down. Brame, now Toth had to come out of his net, so he could not grab that ball. And then two guys wearing number 8 collide. Almost became 88 with that power.
It's pretty hard to outmuscle the great Drew Ruggles there.
MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. We're keeping track of the score on MASLsoccer.com and all the shots and whatnot. Here's Nick Pereira trying to change things, but he brought his hand out, and that's one of those inadvertent handballs as opposed to grabbing the ball on the ground.
Everybody wants to be a goalkeeper tonight, being inspired by Boris and Toth.
I mean, we said it as the spotlight. Brame was like, I want some. Mendes turning to shoot. Two baby bouncies, as we used to say on the kickball court. Canale now 2 seconds and 1, and the horn sounds to end it. But the Sockers using special teams to a special result. A shorthanded play goal. Tavoy Morgan had them both. 15 minutes done. Second quarter run next from Oceanside. Sockers lead 2-1 on YouTube.
Bringing joy and hope. MASL. You're his guy. 2-1 Sockers. Two teams switch sides. Sockers in black run right to left. Stars in white running left to right. There's some of those great military night kits, Tony, from the other night. And look at that. Every single one autographed by the boys. Are you surprised?
Absolutely not. That's what the San Diego Sockers do. They give back. The players are great because they know the fans are even greater here supporting them, moving all the way to Oceanside. Some of the lifelong fans make the trek and was never a question. And new fans certainly here in Oceanside as well, North County, San Diego.
Shots were 10-8 in favor of the home squad in the first quarter. The scoreline 2-1 San Diego. And an interesting quarter which featured a power play for each team, and the Sockers scored on both of them. The one Tacoma had and the one they had. Tyler John. Dispossessed for the moment by Ruggles. He spins it out of the corner, and Moy Gonzalez is able to take it away.
Mendes ready to do the run there, but has to come back on defense. Great slide by Ruggles there.
Yes, and Caceres calling for a card, holding his left shin. Ball's the other direction. Gutierrez, Mendes. Gutierrez, kick save by Toth. Play is still continuing with Tacoma a man down. Gutierrez to Mendes. Mendes shoots it off the wall. Dispossessed for the moment. Crashing back in his Toth, screaming at the officials. And the official is, I believe, calling the trainer out, which would
create the rule by which Caceres could not stay on for, or would have to stay off for the next 2 minutes. Caceres is up and walking away. However, he was trying to stop play behind it. He was also calling to his bench, asking for a challenge flag to be thrown.
A lot of dynamics in that one play. I mean, at the end of the day, player safety is the primordial reason why referees should operate as well. But after seeing him just scamper back into the bench, not sure if training.
We've had this issue in a previous game, our first home game, but Joe Salinas put 2 fingers up to Caceres and said that he's going to have to sit the next 2 minutes. Caceres, meanwhile, is walking to the penalty box, and that's not what Salinas meant. What he meant was he had to stay on the Tacoma bench for 2 minutes. Caceres is like, what's going on here? This is a new MASL rule. Even though Caceres is an 11-year MASL veteran, he's still a rookie to this rule, which was changed because there was the feel that too many players were kind of doing what Caceres just did. Lay on the floor, hope for a call, slow things down.
Yeah.
I think that was well adjudicated overall. Here's Rivers. One skim off of the side boards and out of play. Reminder to catch MASL Monday, every Monday night on MASL TV and on the CBS Sports Golazo Network with Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanco, joined by special guests around the league, recapping the biggest games, biggest controversies, biggest everything. You find it on MASL Monday. Tavoy Morgan already looking for a hat trick, blocked out of play by Logan Jones. Should be a corner for San Diego. It will be, and here comes the offensive firepower. Defenders off the floor for forwards and mids.
Tavoy has been doing a good job just flying under the radar at times, but then bursting onto the scene with important interventions. Here's Charlie Gonzalez.
Morales. Rivers breaks it up. Counterattack with Charlie hustling back, but he found his man. It's Brame for the goal! It was un poco sucio as Matt Brame got the outstanding cross pass and put it home. Give Rivers so much credit. Took 3 Sockers out of the play, Tony, with 1 pass.
That all started off of a set piece that the Sockers lost right as they began the play. And it's the second time that the Sockers lose a set piece that way. And this time, lo vacunaron. They were able to go ahead and give up the goal on that. Fantastic counterattack by Tacoma to tie this game up 2-2 now.
1:32, the time of goal. Brame's 3rd of the year. And the Sockers, seen it happen before. Got to give a lot of credit to the Stars right there. More than anything, that pass. But you had 2 Sockers that were running there, Tony, trailing the play. Couldn't get back into it, and Rivers sent that pass at the exact right time. Here's a chance for more. Off the steal, Correa to Tyler John. John's hustling in, and then he skies one that's going to find the eastern mezzanine here at Front Wave Arena.
Fan doing their best Boris Pardo impression, saving a whole family. And some nachos as well.
Solid hand save, deflecting it up into the roof of the mezzanine. Serta and the Sockers working through the second minute of the second quarter into an Allied 2-2 tie.
The Stars have a chance to apply the pressure and really change momentum. They can get a couple of dangerous looks, but the Sockers are going to start playing their styles. Boris here. That's for Gontan.
Gontan sent it across for Cardenas, trying to skip it back to the middle. Just missing Childs. Now Costa can head it back to his keeper.
Lots of off-the-ball movement. And then Gabi essentially giving himself that play, tracking the entire field. Yeah, it's indoor soccer. It's a smaller pitch, but
steal. Could be 2v1. Canale and John. Canale almost tucked it inside left post. just missed. Willie Spur comes up with it for the Stars.
Just a couple miscues by the Sockers that have led to some dangerous plays by Tacoma. The Stars are taking advantage of what the Sockers are giving them so far.
Gontan runs down this loose ball, but Canali can pick it up off of the mid wall. And the Stars starting to get on the front foot here. Keats to Pereira. It's been pretty limited so far tonight. Left leg pretty heavily wrapped. You can see around the knee area. Pereira off Keats' toe. Childs on defense. Serta through the middle. Ruggles is able to lift it out. And Chris Toth brings it down. I like that color kit for Chris. I haven't seen that one yet. What color blue would you call that?
Ooh, I'd say the azure.
Foul on Mendez. Knocking down Souza. It's not royal blue.
It's a notch between after turquoise.
Yeah. Almost like a sunset-y type hue. I don't know. Anyways, I like it. Mendez trying to chase down this loose ball on the southern wall. But Matt Brame, who just scored the equalizer, has it on his foot. Now look out. He shot it off his foot over the low wall. And Brame, who just scored a goal, might be giving up one here on a mistake as he's allowed San Diego top of the arc. Defensive clearance.
Now a set piece here led by Charlie Gonzalez. Seen a couple of goals off of his left and right foot. Right feet.
Chris Toth trying to set up his wall properly. Charlie backheel, Costa down low. Childs shot blocked by the veteran Correa. Mid-wall restart for San Diego. 2-2 tie. Morales off the wall, kicked away by Brame. Up the middle is Souza. He's trying to feed Rivers on right wing. Costa with him, stride for stride. Rivers took a burst off the wall, but Pardo was there.
An almost exact same play as the goal that led to Brame's tying effort. But this time Costa able to man back and put some mustard on that tackle as well. You know, he's petite, but absolutely powerful on defense as well.
Here is Charlie. Off of his leg as he was in front of the penalty box. And the ball goes back to the visitors from Tacoma. What a wild year it's been for the Stars. Their one other win was an OT win. Started the year 1-0. Had a lot of close matches early. Here's a steal by Mendez. Sebastian working hard to keep a bouncing ball under control. He had to go back to do it, and that allowed the Stars to get 5 behind the ball.
We're going to need to start to see some of the offensive stars as well start building from the midfield. You get the classic Tavoy here with his back to goal.
Morgan already with 2. Through the legs, looking for Salazar. And instead, Toth had the ball. Not sure what Juan was calling for there.
It looks like he was looking for
Challenge
a shirt
flag.
pull as he was going inside the box. It looked like a dangerous chance, and Juancho signaled, yeah, I got pulled down. His coach believes him. Let's see.
So we'll get our second MASL video review. Is this the first time the Sockers have been successful in cutting a second one?
I do believe so.
At least at home.
Yeah. There's been one that disappeared because they didn't throw it in time.
That's right, I remember that.
But a successful one, I don't think so.
Okay.
Other than the first one.
Well, let's take a look and see what we have to see. Is that definitive? Maybe behind the goal will give you a better look. The idea is that number 8, Kai Briscoe, pulls down Salazar. Now, if that was true, it would be a shootout, because he is, by definition, the last man in. And it's a good move to go to that high goal angle. He gets the better angle. Is that definitive enough to call a shootout? That's the decision that Berna and Salinas must make. Here's the call. No, sir. And I think that's the right call.
Successful.
Yeah, there certainly wasn't enough to give a shootout try here for the Sockers. And look, Juancho did get a little bit of contact, but definitely not enough for him to go to ground in that situation. With that now, the Sockers lose their challenge.
Well, this would have been their second and last anyways.
I see it.
So they decided to take the shot, and I don't, you can't blame them. 2-2 tie, potential chance. Just there wasn't anything there that you could say really even constituted a foul, never mind a blue card worthy foul. So maybe in that case, the young Colombian, he felt it, but just wasn't enough.
Here is again Juancho.
Finding Morgan. Morgan creating space for himself, stepping in Canale. Well done to take the ball away at the moment of truth. Tyler John has it between his legs. He's trying to feed in Canale. I took one good touch. Juancho is charging him into the corner. Canale then tips it off the sidewall to his teammate Willie Spur. Under 9 minutes to play in the second quarter, tied at 2. Good one so far tonight from Front Wave Arena. Correa dancing in. Back out to Caceres straight away. Spur now takes the measure of Morgan. Fires it off the wall. Deflected in. Right over the hand of Pardo. He saw it, but Tyler John saw it first. Got a nudge on it. 3-2. The Stars have the lead, and John's got a brace.
And a great Wallace scorer here. He just toe poke it into chaos, the chaos corner there. Sure, Boris heard it, but by the time he saw it, it was already going past him. And a great header by Tyler John there.
Canale the assist at 6:23. And for a Sockers defense, it's only allowed 4.3 goals per match. 3 already early on. Sockers usually want to hold their opponent to 3, 4 at the most. So that would take a pretty solid defensive effort the rest of the way to get there. Gontan off the wall. Keats was able to shovel it out, but Ruggel was there to re-win for San Diego. Approaching the 8-minute mark, which will get us within the range of the media timeout. Serta. Gontan looking for it from Costa. Off the wall in the middle. Toth dives on it.
It's that moment of uncertainty for a goalkeeper when you see the ball. It seems like it's 5 miles away, and now the Sockers with another chance with Cesar Cerda.
Over to Gontan. Keiko. Ruggles. San Diego has Childs around the free throw line of the crease. Cerda charging in now. Gontan left corner. Cerda looking for a return pass. Toth is challenging him outside his crease. Gets his foot on the ball and spins it out of there. Ruggles tracks it down. Gontan.
It's in this area. There's a lot of static Sockers.
I know what you meant.
You got it.
Static Shock for
Great
the
show.
Sox.
Absolute great show. Underrated.
Under 7. It's not a rating. That's time left. Here's Charlie. Ruggles. Drew with 3 goals, 1 assist on the year. Charlie leads the club in points. Yet to mark tonight. Feeds in Ruggles. Morgan charging off the bench. Drew wants to get him the ball. Charlie might be the facilitator. Here comes Charlie! Rips it off of the eastern walkway by the peristyle end. Then we go to the media timeout. Tacoma. Tyler John has a pair, including a lovely header. And it's 3-2 Stars. Back with more of the first half after this timeout on MASL TV.
With 6 home, wrong with 6 break, right on.
The playoffs are coming to San Diego and to Oceanside's Front Wave Arena. You just saw it April 4th, 5th, and 6th. The quarterfinals, the semifinals, 8 teams, 1 town, 3 nights to get it down to the final 2. Find out more, get all the action, MASLsoccer.com, frontwavearena.com. Line up your tickets now. See you here for the playoffs.
Already made plans for those, especially the 6th. My girlfriend's birthday. I'm like, hey, we're spending the day at Front Wave Arena. You know what? Shout out to her. She was like, all right, let's do it. So we'll be here.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, it'll be a restart for Chris Toth.
Was tested early on, Chris Toth, but hasn't really had to have too much trouble here in the second quarter.
Soccer's come out of timeout in a high press. Trying to mark man-to-man and get steals in the defensive zone. Christian Gutierrez to Mitchell Cardenas. Mexico City native to the Tijuanense. Christian dispossessed by Mr. 299 points, Moy Gonzalez. Moy runs through the middle and draws a foul.
Sometimes when it's full steam ahead with a stout body like that, you know, the only way to stop him is to put a foot under. That's what Chadley did there.
Toth distributes. Past the leg of Logan Jones, reaching out and hoping. Morales. Pee-wee jumps off the bench. Gives it back to Luis. 9 goals, 1 assist so far this season. Charlie looking for Pee-wee. Heads it to the middle. What a save by Toth. Morales got the touch, but Toth scrambled into position at the last second.
What a wonderful play there by Chris Toth to be able to close down the angle, know exactly where to position your body to give yourself the best chance at a reaction save. That's exactly what that was. Just an incredible save by Chris Toth.
Working through the 25th minute, 5 left in the second quarter. Toth moved into a distributing position at midfield. Canale picked up that assist, back to Logan Jones. I want to take it back on the official scorecard. They said spur on that assist for John's second. I'm sure that's right. Nice crowd here on a Sunday evening. Sebastian tried to jump up and steal that one, but it made its way to Correa, who now he must defend. Adrian Correa into the corner. Serta punches it out of there. Morales looking for room to run. Canale got in the way, little sidewall pass. It's Mendez. Sebastian hustling down the floor all the way into the corner. Sebastian Mendez. And then Toth kicks the ball away from him for the moment. In hot water, Canale. Close quarter pass to Spur. Deflected away. Gontan, he's got it. Top of the arc. Back out to Serta. Now it's Morales on left wing. Tried to turn and shoot, and Carrera blocked it right in front of him.
Great positioning on the defense there. Staying strong and being fortunate to be able to stop the ball, but soccer still coming forward.
Ruggles looking for an angle to keep the offense alive.
And both teams are really almost measuring each other, something you typically see in the first quarter. First quarter was more about going back and forth, and now.
Wow. As Costa's ridden down, he was quick whistle. Soccer's restarted. Serta tiptoes it back to Costa, looking for Childs, and Caceres was able to read it. Ball was too slow. Now Childs gets it back from Ruggles, shoots, and he whips it out of play. Chris Toth asking for a quick line change so that he could throw the ball out in a hurry. He had to get the ball back to him first. 3:11 to go. Coming up at halftime, We'll bring you an excerpt from our interview we had on Soccer's Overtime this Tuesday evening with Gabriel Costa. It's great to catch up with Gabby Goal. Here comes Briscoe. Kai Briscoe feeding in Pereira. Sliding block of the ball by Gutierrez. Briscoe's got it back with 2:45 to go. Caceres. He and the Stars holding a tender 2-3, or 3-2, I should say, lead. Souza. Pereira tried to be clever. Pardo's looking for an angle to throw. Doesn't have it, so he bowls one out to Gutierrez. We'll also bring you the MASL in 5 first half highlights. Get you ready for the third quarter kickoff right after the whistle. Stay here because Melissa May will have a halftime interview with Soccer's head coach Phil Salvaggio. We'll see if San Diego's changed the score line between here and there. Tavoy's got both goals for the Soccers. Charlie. Bracketed by Souza and Rivers.
You see the slow tempo by San Diego's offense, but to give credit to Tacoma, they've been able to fill every single spot just like they did right there and answer the question that the Soccers are presenting.
Charlie steps up on Souza and grabs the steal. Now Costa. Sidewall pass looking for Morgan. Taken away by Rivers. Well done. Counterattack opportunity for the Stars. It's Moy Gonzalez finding Souza. Brames calling for the ball on the far post. Moy's got it straight away. And they're going to call what? Handball on Gutierrez. And it'll be a top of the arc chance for Tacoma.
Ball hitting Gutierrez on the arm as he was sliding. It went through his legs. An inadvertent handball, but a handball nonetheless.
Well, it's not exactly at the top of the arc. They don't put it on the red dot, but they put it about a foot and a half to the left of the red dot. Even actually maybe a couple inches inside it. Dangerous chance for Nick Pereira. Or for Moy Gonzalez, if he takes it, a chance at his 200th MASL goal and 300th point. But it'll be Pereira. To Moy. Oh, boy. All the way into the second deck. That front wave arena. Never seen a ball up there yet.
Let's check that one off. The ball landed on the second deck on the opposite side earlier in the game, but you know what? New spots, new arena. New places for a ball to hide. Souvenir for somebody if nobody finds it. Cerda.
Here comes Cesar. Bumped by Keats. Foul is called. I saw the guy up there. He was wondering whether he wanted to toss the ball back down into the bowl, or I hope he didn't just walk away with it. Bring it on back.
It must like those miter balls.
They're amazing. One of the oldest manufacturers around, but they're still doing a great job. That's miter.
It's the third set piece in the same location this quarter for the Soccers, and equally as successful.
Yeah. Morales just gunning it into the wall. Looking to bruise Corey Keats more than to score.
Successful lobbying there by Charlie and Morales to move the ball a couple feet forward.
This time Morales runs off it, and they'll play it the opposite to Costa. Gabi, crossbar challenge. Put a green check on the crossbar, but not the green light coming on. Costa heads it back to Pardo. Tyler John trying for a hustle hat trick. Final minute, second quarter. John gets shoved off the ball and a foul is called.
Charlie once again being dispossessed in the midfield. Nobody letting him know that he has a man on, or he doesn't necessarily have his head on a swivel. Either way, giving the ball back up once again.
Final 45 seconds. Boy, Tacoma can really change this half with a late goal. Pereira. Nick's the man to deliver one way or another. Out to Caceres, 33 seconds.
perhaps Tacoma's found a new way to be successful after weathering a Chihuahua offense in corner sport and done very well defensively and utilized to their advantage. No foul there.
Morales 1v1 down there. Out to Caceres. There's 8 seconds. Can Canale get a shot away? Oh, it's a chest shot try by Pereira. Canale gets it back. Pardo hugs it at the line at the horn. And Canale puts 2 hands to his head. He thought he had one right at the end. He didn't, but Tacoma gets both goals in the second quarter. Matt Brame at 1:32. Tyler John at 6:23. 30 minutes complete from Oceanside. Our score, the Stars, 3-2 over the Sockers. First half thoughts?
An honestly great game by the Tacoma Stars, and very impressive when they needed to. They've stepped up to the challenge and been able to press San Diego, who have had some interesting looks. And look, Tacoma takes advantage of what San Diego's given them, turning those into goals. And now we're down with Melissa May.
Melissa standing by. Phil Salvaggio is as well. Let's head on downstairs.
Coach, having defensive veterans like Cesar, Cerda, and Pee Wee back in the lineup, is it easier to put your offensive players in positions to score?
No, it's obviously not happening because we only got 2 goals so far. We had a couple chances, and we gave up 3 terrible goals. So,
in terms, you're taking 13 shots on goal, which isn't bad, but how are you going to convert those shots on goal to get in the goal?
They just got to hit the back of the net.
Thanks, Coach.
Very simple.
Craig, Tony, back to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it. Let's go to break. Our Soccer's overtime conversation with Gabriel Costa and the MASL in 5. It's all ahead after this quick break. Stay with us, gang. MASL Sunday night on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Costa, welcome back to Soccer's Overtime, my friend.
Hey guys, hope you guys doing well. Thanks for inviting me. Always a pleasure.
The pleasure is ours. It is so great to see you, buddy, and thank you for spending some time with the fans. Everyone's gathered here again on a Tuesday night together to talk some soccer, so it's great to have you along for the ride.
Nice.
All right, let's get into it. Texas, Saturday, business trip, light work. 7-0, 8-0, early third quarter. What were your impressions? This hasn't been a place that San Diego has walked out of with easy results before.
Yeah, I mean, we did take their best players, so I think it was a little bit easier than the past couple of years. But yeah, we played well, and we were 7-0 in the first 2 quarters, so it was easier than we thought, but it just shows how good we can be when we're, on the same page. So it went well.
No, exactly. And speaking on the same page, the soccer's offense is starting to click in different places and really look like something special is brewing. What do you think's changed with this soccer's this year?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago I came in, Drew came in, some new players, and now we have two special players, that they known in the league, and there's other players coming in too. I just think it takes a little bit, it might take half a season, might take less games for some, more games for the other ones, but I think it's just with time we're gonna click together, and hopefully by playoffs we're all like 100% and ready to win the whole thing.
Well, Gabby, you talk about the kids that you brought over from Outlaws this season, and it's kind of funny in that Luis Morales started like a Roman candle, just shoots off 7 goals in 3 matches. Now he's cooled off a bit after going out to King's Cup. But here's Mendez, who in the first 5 matches just seemed to be a little bit out of step, almost, like a dance routine where one person doesn't know all of the beats quite yet. And then all of a sudden, here he goes. I think it's now multiple points in 5 straight matches, hat trick in the first half on Saturday. What's it been like integrating a kid like Sebastian Mendez into the lineup?
Yeah, I think, and I went through that too. I came from a team at Empire that was, maybe the main player, the main 2 players that were attacking. And you come to San Diego Soccer, there's so many good players that all of a sudden it's not a, one-way person that's attacking. So I think them coming from Outlaws, it's different. They were, on set pieces, on power play, everything went through them. And coming to a team where, we don't need one player. There's so many other players that can do the job. I think it takes a little bit to, to adjust. So some get quicker, and Morales was going crazy the first couple of games. And then, and also we had a lot of injuries. I think, we've been struggling with injuries every game there's somebody going down. So I think Mendez finally, getting his confidence. And once you score the first game, it's almost like you take, that weight off your shoulders, and all of a sudden you become the player that you used to be. I think that happened to him a little bit, but everybody's just happy to see that he's the player that we know he could be. And in the beginning, it was just adjusting time. It's normal.
Yeah, and I mean,
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Shoot! He scores!
everybody. This is the MASL in 5. It's your chance to get caught up on everything that went down in the MASL over the past week in just 5 minutes. Let's go.
We're actually going to have a Comet representative coming up. I'll tell you in a second.
Here's Nathan Durdle! He gets his first goal!
Nathan Durdle gets his first MASL goal for the KC Comets on Teddy Bear Toss night, no less. Thousands of bears collected for charity by the Comets, who were taking on the Chihuahua Savage that night. The team, they are trying to unseat as league champions, and the Comets sent a message. They will be a force to be reckoned with. They handed the Savage just their second loss of the campaign, taking it 5-2. 3 days later, the Savage continued their Midwest swing against Milwaukee. This game had everything. Mario Alvarez made it 6-5 wave in the fourth quarter, but with just over 2 minutes remaining, the Mexicans knotted it up. This one needed overtime.
And they work the 1-2. Shot saved by
Oh, no.
Augie Ray, but the rebound followed. Gallego scores. And the Chihuahua Savage win it in overtime, 7-6.
And Milwaukee had better luck against Utica, though, 2 days previous. With 47 seconds left in the game, Vinny Dantas ties it up for the Blues off this beauty. But then, the weirdest finish so far to any game this season.
Coughlin's got to make something happen. Ball rolls. Oh, no. This one might end. And it does. The wave. The final second of play in the Adirondack Bank Center, and Milwaukee walks away with all 3 points.
With 1 second remaining on the clock. Ouch if you're Utica. Some hot players from last week. Dom Francis continues to have a tremendous season for Harrisburg. The man from Huddersfield, England, had 6 points in 2 games. That included a 4-point performance against Dallas. Jesus Pacheco, hat-trick in an 8-5 blast win over the Sidekicks. Jesus now 14 points on the season so far. And Justin Stinson of the Empire Strikers had a great week for the boys in purple against Utica in the return match. He had a hat trick, including that beauty right there, getting Philly and the boys out of their seats. The MASL All-Star Game, of course, taking place on February 12th in Utica, New York. It includes an All-Star Skills Challenge at 6 p.m., All-Star Game at 7:15, and followed by the All-Star Fan Fest. After that, it all happens February 12th in Utica, New York. Your Players of the Week brought to you by Green Drop, and they are goalkeeper Philip Ejimadu, defensively Chad Vandegrift, offensively Kelvin Oliveira of Utica. This is just getting ridiculous. After missing several games, he returned. He had 9 points total, 8 points in one single game in a win against Milwaukee, though. Defensively, Vandegrift, talk about a monster game against Chihuahua. Sure, he had 2 goals, but he also had 10, count them, 10 blocks for the Comets, and in between the posts that night, goalkeeper Ejimadu coming up huge as well for KC. 19 saves to go along with 2 assists as well. Okay, time for your Plays of the Week.
Still with Kelvin, and it trickles in. Oliveira scores. It's 5-4. Riggy's right back within 1. Coughlin's got to make something happen. Ball rolls. Oh no, this one might end. And it does. The wave. The final second of play.
Quarterly in indoor soccer. Here we see Brian Orozco checking into the game for Clayson DeLima. Que golazo! That was the goal of the game. Brian Orozco jumping into the stands.
And here goes Kelvin Oliveira. Onto his left foot. He finds the back of the net. An absolute strike. Works across, and Alvarez rifles a shot in the top left corner.
Here in the first. Quickly behind. Wally gets one.
Escalante from downtown. Shazam!
Moves in left side. Shot blocked by Tavernisi. Follow-up goal with 1.6 seconds on the clock.
Willie B only finds Oliveira, who can take a shot from distance, and it's in the back of the net. Oh my word, what a strike from Kelvin Oliveira. From his own half, he finds the goal.
Yeah, and just a reminder, of course, that to stay up to date with everything that's going on with the league, including great feature stories, the latest news, statistics, you can head to the MASL's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
With 6 calls, run with 6 break. We're on.
Halftime's wrapping up, and the third quarter's about ready to get started. The San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars with you from Front Wave Arena. With Melissa May and Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston, along with our terrific Amoda broadcast crew, coming to you tonight on MASL TV, wrapping up this week of MASL action. 1 week to go, and then it's All-Star Game week here in the Major Arena Soccer League. It's the Tacoma Stars leading 3-2, scoring both goals in the second quarter. Matt Brame and Tyler John for the Stars. And third quarter underway. Sockers in black and gold, running left to right. Stars in white with the yellow and orange diamonds, melting into navy blue, white shorts, white socks. They're going to go right to left in this third quarter. There's Tavoy Morgan with both goals for San Diego. One shorthanded, one on the power play. Finding Charlie Gonzalez, trying for the 1-2 pass, trying again, and Toth comes up with a point-blank save, denying the toe of Morgan.
Coming off his line, Chris Toth immediately recognized that he could not let Morgan turn around, or else that was going to be certainly a more dangerous opportunity.
Gutierrez heads it back at Toth. Tale of two different quarters as Pereira trying to send in Moy Gonzalez. He will shoot! And Pardo had to watch that one high, had his glove right there just in case. Mendez now putting Cardenas in hot water. And Sebastian able to finally clear it out. After a 10-8 shots in the first quarter in favor of San Diego, shots were just 4-4 in the second quarter. Quarter that didn't see a ton of action. And two rather opportunistic goals, I'd say, for the Tacoma Stars. One on a counterattack, and the other coming on an interior Wallace-Scora header play. There's Boris Pardo, who's been sharp tonight. First goal allowed, he had absolutely nothing to do with. It was a mistaken pass back that Tyler John intercepted on the way to him. Luis Morales whips it off the boards. Keiko Gontan unable to get his foot on it at high speed. Back to Cerda. Sockers trying to set a new tone in the third quarter. Ruggles creeping in. The lefty looking for Gontan, well blocked there in the middle by Souza. Stolen Cerda. Cerda finding Childs. He'll turn. He'll leave it off for Serta. Sprawling save, and Toth dives on it.
Great idea there by Captain Craig Childs. He just gives a little shovel pass behind him in order for a good look at a shot here. But Toth, again, also doing very well this evening.
Serta, another steal. He's got it back from Gontan. Tyler John with him step for step. And Serta's on his way out, and the ball almost found him again. Now in the middle, Caceres is able to chip it out. And here comes the man who likes to run with a full head of steam, Tyler John. Here comes John. John stepped through. Big save, Pardo. Right in the chest, but that was a bullet.
Fortunate there, almost as if the inaction of actually deciding to go left or right with the pass was beneficial, getting a shot violently ricocheting off of Boris's hand.
Beach soccer play from Cristian Gutierrez to get it out. Now Luis Morales sending in Mendez. Here comes Sebastian Mendez. He stops on the dime. He feeds Gontan. Back to Mendez in the corner, lifting out to the Morales shot, which is blocked away by Souza.
One unselfish play too many there by Mendez and Gontan. One of them needed to take the shot before it got to Mendez. Still in possession, the Sockers are trying to figure out this defense from Tacoma, who has come out with the same tempo as they did in the second quarter.
Gontan been gobbled up, and the foul is called, and a good foul by Keiko to deny an opportunity there. Well, hang on. Yeah, ball's going back to Tacoma, to San Diego. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Otherwise, it was kind of a bad call to whistle it down. Now it makes more sense. Okay, thank you. Here comes Logan Jones as Tavoy couldn't get control of that one. Just running down Route A is Jones there. And finally dispossessed, and Boris says, thank you, clapping his hands. 4 minutes done, third quarter. Spinning ball by Costa sends Mitchell Cardenas down in front of assistant coach Cheeky Luna. Also the Sockers general manager this year. Gabriel Costa whips it into the crowd. Wow, good hands by a young man right there. He's checking his right wrist after accepting that high-speed volley and parrying it off the facing of the Pala Casino Starlight Club.
Some of the best goalkeepers in the league can never get a hand to a Gabriel Costa goal. Credit to the Sockers fans here who are prepared tonight.
Pereira pushed off the ball by Cardenas. And back to Serta. You know, Tony, I've watched a lot of Nick Pereira all the way back to 2010-11 when he made his debut with the San Diego Sockers. And Nicky, if you're watching this back and I'm wrong about this, I do apologize. Look at, well, yeah, foul on John, absolutely. But I think Nicky's dealing with something physically right now. You haven't seen the aggressiveness, the motion. You haven't seen him demanding the ball. He's been a lot more passive than I'm used to, and that's only to me if he's physically limited.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't necessarily taken point on a lot of the plays that he usually definitely takes his time and matriculates down the field alone. And
Serta, Childs, triple teamed, taken away. Mr. Head of Steam falls down. Well, if nothing else, Tyler John is showing what 100% hustle can do in the MASL, because this kid is playing all the way. First 5 minutes done in a scoreless so far third quarter. 3-2 Tacoma, the score remains. It was 2-1 San Diego after one. And 3-2 Tacoma at the halfway break. Soccer's going a 3-match road trip after this. Next weekend, it is back-to-back Saturday, Sunday in Kansas City and St. Louis. And before you think that that's one hard game and one easy, take a look at what St. Louis has been doing since Frank Tayu came back. They've won twice in a row. Frank with a 4-goal performance yesterday. The King is back. Well done, King.
MASL always unpredictable, and credit to Baltimore as well.
Yes,
very well.
Big win against Milwaukee and top of table with Chihuahua and San Diego. Serta bangs it off of a stanchion and somebody's crutch, I think. But it did get a piece of glass as well. Well done.
Safety is always a priority here at Front Wave Arena.
Number one.
Absolutely.
8:57 to go in the third. Now this match is a lot more what I was expecting it to be. Tight, defensive, big saves, both sides. Caceres, nifty footwork. Has to do it again. All of this just to try and get out of defensive midfield. How about it? Dribbling out of a phone booth, the Colombiano. Now Moy, scooped away by Keiko Gontan. Back to Moises. Over his shoulder with a gentle knee, but Pardo's got it. 8:23 to play in the third quarter.
Trying to set himself up there for an overhead kick or something, but no autopase for the hooded one today. It's not that cold in here, Craig.
Well, you know, to each their own.
Sure.
I'd like to see more guys wearing beanie caps, or as the Canadians would say, toques out there. Whole team of guys with toques. Why not? Maybe some colorful ones.
Ooh.
Then what about beanies? Could you, if you hit it off the, what do we have here? It's just some silliness going on. Okay, Sockers get the ball.
All right.
Jumping off the bench was Charlie Gonzalez. What, do you want me to take it? Brame trying to get in front of Childs. Luis Gonzalez gets it back. Inside 8 minutes. Next ball out of play will be the media timeout. Cardenas looking for Childs for a back post feed. Well defended. Tacoma doing a good job. And then John shoved down. And he will exhort for a foul that he will not get, and he must get back up. Smile on his face. John jumping to try and get in the way of the pass. Kid does not have a filter. And we've got a bench warning on Nick Pereira for excessive verbal discourse.
Just disagreeing a little too much right next to the ear of the official.
Yeah. Servando didn't want to hear. Said, please stop, or else I'll yellow you out. Morales measuring Brame. Brame has been strong, but now Morales gets past him. Can he create something out of it? Off the wall. Chris Toth says no. Both goalkeepers, you would say, have essentially been perfect so far tonight. You can be forensic on each of the three Tacoma goals, and Pardo had nothing to do with any of them at all. Same for the two San Diego goals. Toth helpless to the plays. Back and forth, the bouncing ball. Follow the bouncing ball here on Sing Along with Mitch. And you'll be able to sing with us.
It's not what you want to see if you want to maintain possession. Is the ball bouncing and nobody getting control for a good 10 seconds there.
Well, in between the bumpers and the pinball, Canale comes out with it. Pushes him down. Play on, no harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance. Here comes Costa in the middle. Mendez and Ruggles making runs on the wings respectively. Serta overlapping run. Costa takes an opposite direction. Juking back and forth. A little hopper into Chris Toth's waiting hands. Uses all 4 seconds and finds the UC San Diego Triton, Alessandro Canale.
And again, the Stars able to extinguish any sort of chance and windows presented for the Sockers offense.
Keiko. That's gotta be a foul. As Caceres rides down Mendez with an elbow to the small of the back. Free kick, San Diego.
Mendez with a smile there, knowing, yeah, you're arguing with me. I didn't call the foul. I got fouled.
Chance for San Diego to get back to level terms. Oh, a yellow card on Childs for getting too chatty. And away goes the captain for 5 minutes.
Now you definitely want to make sure that you watch your verbiage around Servando.
If you're new to the indoor sport, yellow card does not change the number of people on the field, but it forces Childs to sit for not only 5 minutes, but 5 minutes and then until the next dead ball, which, as we've seen, it can be a while. It's out. It's Keiko! That's a dead ball, but almost a dead man. Shot that into the crowd at incredible pace. And a young lady able to just duck at the last second. Let's take a timeout. 6:02 to play in the third quarter. The Stars holding a 3-2 lead, holding the wheel defensively. Can the Sockers pry it loose from the grip? We're back with more MASL action after this. Plenty of delicious meal options here at Front Wave Arena, the brand new Front Wave Arena in Oceanside. And of late, the Sockers have been serving some red-hot sea bass. Sebastian Mendez, 5-game point streak during which he has 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. In his previous 5 games, 1 point. So he has found his feet for the San Diego Sockers, and it is great to see Mendez such an important part now when integrated into this offense. Corey Keats is holding his left hamstring knee area and bringing the trainer out. And let's hope that this MASL veteran is okay. But the way he was down on the floor, it looked like maybe a real issue that he was able to recognize.
Yeah, and even Pardo immediately recognizing that the opponent was in play. Once health is in the way, this is just a simple game. Let's make sure everybody's okay to continue, and you hate seeing that for any player.
Corey has just not been able to stay healthy so far this year. This was just his 6th match out of 12. And unfortunately, going straight to the locker room is Corey, one of my favorite dudes in the MASL. So hope the 35-year-old, who's unlikely now, I'd say, to return tonight, is able to find better health down the road. This is the 4th of 6 meetings between San Diego and Tacoma. Tacoma took the first one. Sockers took the last two. Last two. One here, one there. Trying to make it 3 in a row, trying to make it 10 in a row for the season, but trailing. And Toth takes it away. Morgan was hoping to hop on a loose ball. Souza shovels it to Moy Gonzalez. Sitting on 199 goals, 299 points. The veteran who used to play for Rio Grande Valley, Monterrey. Stolen by Sebastian Mendez. Feeding Morales, Luis Morales. And Morales is double teamed and dispossessed. And then Morales steals it back. And then he shoves a dude and it's a foul. And a delay was whistled for a warning against Morales as well. Something we've noted, Luis Morales, a very skilled player. He's had very few opportunities, honestly, to really practice and integrate himself with this club. You'd love to see it, but right now it just always feels like when he's got the ball, it's a man on an island, you know? And I think you see smart veteran teams like Tacoma just send that double team, clear it up.
Yeah, you definitely see Morales put his head down and really try to make his way down through players as well. He can definitely get the ball back as a mistake here by Ruggles.
Sort of trying to get out of trouble, and he lifts it to defensive midfield. And the reason why it's completely okay for Luis Morales to do that is because he's good enough to beat people.
Absolutely.
Moy Gonzalez.
That's when you hope that the coaching is, hey, sometimes just lift your head up. There's some help. You don't have to do this alone. It's not necessarily futsal at times. You got some of the best assist men.
A scoreless quarter so far. Call that a shot on goal from Moy Gonzalez, but not very hard. Pardo makes the save. 4:15 left in the period. Morgan. Marked 1v1 by Correa. Spins it off for Costa. Shoveled it off the wall. On the back post, Gutierrez greeted by a double team. And he came out of it with the ball. Ruggles with 4 minutes left in the quarter. Moy Gonzalez mini steal, then Morgan gets it back. Charlie, what a save again. Chris Toth putting his body on the line to keep it 3-2 Stars.
He not only put his body on the line, be able to make contact with the ball outside the box without his hands, and really put his team on his, I would say, front, his chest.
Yeah. Check for an S underneath that lovely Terry blue, maybe? Still trying to figure out the right shade of blue there. Periwinkle? No. Here's Costa. Steal. Kai Briscoe bumped off the ball by Costa at speed. That was fun. Here comes Juan Salazar. Bing bong. He's down, draws the foul. That hurt. I think he landed on the ball. Imagine falling with your hip right on a soccer ball and having that between you and the turf. Yeah, that's a sore cheek right there.
Sana colita de rana, Juancho. He'll be back out there, but yeah, that does not tickle. It's you plus gravity plus ball.
This is normally where Craig Childs would be a part of this. Drew Ruggles out there instead. Charlie, kick save, Toth. Chris, just like you expect when Toth and Pardo meet, these guys take their games up to an all-world level. And then it comes down to breaks, usually. Breaks have gone Tacoma's way so far. At least they did in the second quarter. Great team defense here this quarter. Souza took it from Ruggles. Clipped out by Costa. Screaming for a card, the Tacoma bench. I think they might have had a point.
Yeah, it looked like there was a chance to turn upfield and really have a good look at a counterattack, but
it's a dangerous play getting your legs ripped out from behind you. But they suggested there was at least some measure of simulation within that, at least in the estimation of the two men on the floor, wearing red with whistles and cards. Keiko puts that one out of play with 2:25 to go in the third. Green Drop offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself. Visit greendropcompression.com.
Really going to be hard-pressed to say that the Sockers are the better team because Tacoma really has brought it tonight. Showing real as a ball touches a member of the bench.
Hand, yeah, which was rested in the field of play. Well, that's a handball, too. And the Sockers will take the free kick. Minute 55 in a scoreless third quarter. Well, this is just what Tacoma wanted. I mean, they want one goal out of this quarter. That's what they want. They want +1 late. Really put the screws to San Diego. Keiko tried to head a pass to the middle. Gets it back and chips it out to Costa, and the Sockers are getting the ball moving with 90 seconds to go. It's Mendez. Going to step out to his left foot, probably. There he goes. No move because Canales stayed in between him and the net. Now Costa working on John. Tyler John tips it out to Matt Brame. Back to John. John working down the wall. John has two Sockers around him. He barrels into Serta, finds the ball between his legs, resting like a pug on a bed under a blanket.
It's a great visual there.
In the golden triangle, you know? Cuddle up in there. 53 seconds, magic minute, third quarter. Here's another steal, and this is 3v3 the other way with Souza in the middle. Good pass. Can Moy Gonzalez get his goal? Oh, he tripped on his own ball, and then it's still loose. Serta able to kick it out. Moy went to shoot, and he stepped on the top of the ball.
Yeah, and Boris Pardo was prepared for an absolute laser, but when that happens, it just discombobulated him, and you see him smiling there. He's like, I know we didn't mean that at all, but we both came out unscathed.
Yeah, it was kind of an Ephus pitch there almost. Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, yikes. Well, still sitting on 199, Moy Gonzalez. That was his best chance. 20 seconds in the quarter. Spur, Ruggles. Sockers can change everything with a last-second goal. Just discombobulate everything. All bobulates would be discombobulated. Here comes Savoy. 3 seconds. Off the wall. Oh, gosh! At the last second, it was wide anyway. Toth thought that it was late on the whistle. And a 15-minute quarter without a goal either side. Toth was fired up, kicking his bench wall on the way back. But he's been able to kick out all the shots so far. Fourth quarter coming from San Diego. Stars 3, Sockers 2 on MASL TV.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
The kids are picking up the Frisbees. We had one winner. And we'll have one winner for tonight's match as well. Tacoma with a 3-2 lead over the San Diego Sockers, who are a perfect 6-0 at their brand new home, Front Wave Arena. They are winners of 9 straight matches. But the only team that's beaten them this year is the team that's got the lead right now, Tony Sanchez. 3-2 Stars, and Chris Toth coming up huge in that third quarter.
And the Stars are doing exactly what they need to do. That was the perfect third quarter if you're a Tacoma player, outside of potentially losing Corey Keats, most likely for the entire match. However, this is a match that is incredibly tight. Any sort of advantage or goal from here on out is as important as the last. Fourth quarter that could potentially have the same amount of goals, and I believe it, or we can just see a watershed of offense on both sides. Either way, the San Diego Sockers need to go ahead and start some offense.
Chris Toth, 13 saves on 15 shots. Pardo, 8 on 11. Third quarter shots were 8-2 in favor of San Diego. Game totals 22-14 San Diego. But the line score is all that matters, and that's 3-2 Stars. Fourth quarter underway. Sockers go right to left in this frame, and the Stars left to right. And Nick Pereira, three-time league MVP, standing on it, shedding it out. Jones off the Sockers cursive script above the frame.
Jones had a good look at that, had all the time in the world to curl it to Pardo's right. And again, if Tacoma's able to get a goal here and just start hunkering down, potential to take this one home.
Caceres with a little space, but he shoots it into the crowd and off an empty seat. Short hopping some of the blackout curtains on the west side. Great crowd here tonight on a Sunday night. When I say inland Oceanside, if you don't know San Diego County, Oceanside, right? It's just where the beach is, right? Well,
yeah.
There's a piece of Oceanside over there. There's a lot more east of the 5. That's where we are, about a mile and a half inland on Oceanside Boulevard.
Inland Oceanside. Inland side.
There you go. Dare we say the Empire? No.
Oh.
We dare not. We dare not. Gutierrez. That's a different thing. Morgan. Correa. Battling him in the corner. Cardenas coming over. Por apoyo. And the foul goes against the Sockers. And Felipe Souza and Mitchell Cardenas need to be separated. You know, it's interesting when I was kind of looking at what's been going, let's say, wrong for Tacoma, 2-7-2 so far this year. It's some of the players who really stepped up into secondary scoring roles last year. One of those guys is Souza, 2 goals this year. He had 11 last year. Canale, another one. You know, multiple goals, double-digit goals last year. That one blocked off of Costa's leg and out of play. Last year, Canale had 18 goals. He's got 3. So it can't just be Nick Pereira. Jamel Cox is out right now. Huge key player for Tacoma. Of course, Stefan Mijatovic is suspended right now. Keiko Gontan over to Christian Gutierrez. Gutierrez will line one up off the goal glass wide. Costa bends one that curves just high. And now without his tuck, apparently warm enough in the fourth quarter, Moy Gonzalez. Wow, Pardo, who could have grabbed that, I thought. Maybe not. He knows best. Foul called against John there. Knocking over Cardenas.
Just an update on the headgear. That was tossed to the crowd as he lost it in the run of play.
I wonder if he has a second one on the bench. Foul called against Tacoma here. Briscoe complaining. Kai, it's your second big league game. Costa to Ruggles, front and center. He makes a run in as Charlie measures to his left foot, gives it back to Costa. Tried to send it along the seam, blocked away. Costa gets it back. Luis Morales had to wait for the ball to get to him. He bumps Kai Briscoe off. Now he's going to run past Briscoe, or try to. And he does, and here he comes, and he shoots it in, and then Childs bumps it just wide. Tried to take it out of the air and poke it home. Driven down the wall by Tacoma.
An awkward placement for Craig Childs, who had it on his midriff and wasn't expecting it to be any higher than his knee. That's why he got that awkward shot, bounce, and ricochet. And here's Morales once again trying to bulldoze his way.
And then that's an easy foul to call, but if you're going to keep putting a rookie one-on-one with Luis Morales, he's going to beat you in this fourth quarter, and more than just that one time. Let's hope Kai Briscoe's okay. He got ridden into the boards pretty well. He's feeling the top of his head as he goes to the bench. It's like, is this normal in indoor? As he shakes his head and runs off.
And then talking about that over-reliance on Nick Pereira for the Stars. Last year, all that the Stars really needed was a little bit of help from his friends. And when he got it, Tacoma looked dangerous. And that's why they made a relatively impressive playoff push towards the end of the year as well.
Yeah. I mean, when I was doing prep this morning, Chris was a 15-game winner last year in net. That's a decent number of dubs, you know? Yeah. Here's Ruggles. 12:10 to play in the fourth. Sockers haven't scored since the 11:33 mark of the first quarter. They have been shut out for over a half hour. Is it about to end? Yes, it is! Luis Morales has tied it up at
3. Luisito Morales. Doing it right there with a slight hesitation. Chris Choate was ready to parry that ball, but Morales was ready to go ahead and wait just a little bit more. Getting rid of all the defenders in front of him and lacing it through with that left foot of his. Tie game, 3-3. Sockers are back on in it.
So a shutout of 36 minutes, 27 seconds is over. Childs the assist on the Morales goal, his 10th of the year. Charging in Souza, and then Pardo standing over him like Cassius Clay, and then he spins it out to Gutierrez. Knotted at 3. Mendez sliding Moy Gonzalez, and he's able to push the ball down the floor, and that's it.
The Sockers really need to use that energy to push on forward and use this as a spark of offense.
There's Morgan, held off by Correa. Play on. On his seat, Kyle Rivers trying to get it out of there. Cardenas steps in and shot it off the wall, but Coaster couldn't get a foot on it. Brame kept him in between. Brame and Gontan spinning off one another. Gutierrez gets the ball from Gontan. Christian blocked away by Correa, denying a go-ahead goal.
Spaces are opening here in the Tacoma defense now. Now the Sockers with a chance, and that's going to be a foul against the Sockers, and hand goes to pocket. Perhaps.
And Toth called for the challenge, and Adam Becker said, yes, I'll challenge. They're going to look for a boarding call here against San Diego. Chris, unaware that the challenge flag had already been thrown, continued to go, no, throw it, really throw it. Well, they already did, don't worry. MASL video review coming. Close.
I could see both arguments there.
You know, you see that black turf area. That's not an exact, it's not like a actually penalty line drawn there, but it's kind of a guideline that if you're outside that and you push someone through it into the boards, that's when it could be boarding. If you're closer than that, no. Another way to look at it is a step. But we'll see here. Here's our floor level. I don't know. That one not too convincing to me. Feel like a lot of momentum for the Stars player himself into the boards.
And it looked like he was just trying to put his body in, not necessarily put his body through the player, which is when it's a little bit more filled with malice in a way, but
there's definitely a bump. Here it is again. Yep. But is that close? I feel like he's too close to the wall for that to be boarded. Tough one. Servando Berna making sure to cover his mouth.
Sure, all secrets are held until the official announcement.
And then he stopped. What I love is that then he gets fired up and stops covering his mouth, hand gestures. Bill Belichick can read your words right now, Servando. Spygate. Connor Stallions is waiting with a sign. Okay, here we go. Here's the sign.
The challenge is unsuccessful. Just a foul.
Just a foul. So here's the thing. I think that was a decent time to challenge. Fourth quarter tie game. But once you saw the replay, there was no chance.
Absolutely, but what you do gain here is a potential cut in momentum for the Sockers as they scored in the first time in a while. And so this is now an opportunity for the Stars to reset, catch their breath, and really try to move on forward and do what they've done well this entire match, defend and work on the counter. If you can get a goal out of that, you're back on top. And if you're the Sockers, you're going to have to restart that fire that Morales had.
What a match. High pressure for San Diego. Pereira spinning it down to Logan Jones for the Stars to regain possession. San Diego looking to extend their defense now, create more pressure opportunities. Guy who can break that is Chris Toth by acting as a sixth attacker. He's very, very confident with the ball on his feet. Pereira waiting for this one to come off the glass, trying to time it to turn in on net. He's got Ruggles in his hip pocket instead. Nicky, back heel pass. Along the way, Pardo, point blank, look out, ball still loose. It's in between his toes, and he rolled it back to his feet, to his hand. And then he spins one out. Mendez chests it down, Gutierrez on the run. Christian Gutierrez trying to feed it back to Mendez. Poked off the play. Foul called against Tacoma. And here come the shot makers. Boris Pardo crouching. I don't know if he's showing a little discomfort over there. Hopefully he's okay. He'll feel a lot better if the Sockers pot a goal right here. Yeah, kind of ginger on his right ankle, Boris Pardo. Charlie over the head of Tavoy Morgan. So this is something now to keep an eye on, fans of the MASL. Boris Pardo gimpy on that right ankle after that last play. Foul called against Tacoma again. Sockers will get a free kick from offensive midfield. And of course the 40-year-old is so tough. All-time wins leader.
Silly little ankle won't keep him out of the game. And it's that same ankle that he used in order to retract the ball out of danger and make a save. So
might be the foot. I don't know. It could be foot, ankle. He was just reaching down, grabbing that big right paw there. But here comes the free kick. Morales, can he get a brace? Lays it off Costa. Spun it parallel to the goal line. Childs, kick save, just pure reaction. Getting the leg out, Chris Toth. Costa trying to get a steal back. But Toth has it. 3-3. What a match. 9:38 to go in the fourth.
Absolute clinic of fundamentals in the goalkeeping area from both of these keepers.
Mitchell Cardenas so smooth there to block away a potential entry pass to Tyler John. Stars have been very strong on the ball. Canale, a futsal player as well as indoor soccer, Alessandro Canale. Oh, that one's out of play. Mistake by Toth.
And that's what both teams are going to have to limit, is those mistakes. And it's probably going to be the team that commits the mistake that's going to cost them eventually the game here.
Cardenas off the seam of the wall. Kenko headed it back to Tavoy, who gets immediately double teamed out to Cerda. Across to Morales. He's going to beat Canale here. He's going to try to. Puts it to the middle. Kicked away. And then Toth denies Morales with another huge save. Tries again. Just wide with the left foot. Whistling it wide of the goal mouth.
Just absolute superb and magnificent from Chris Toth. On the air, on the ground. Reaction saves. Fundamentals. Just absolutely everywhere. Chris Toth. My goodness.
So good. Both guys have been tremendous tonight. Here comes Ruggles. Mendez, he's got Costa. He finds him. Here comes Gabby to Gunton! Try again, and it's just wide. He tipped it on the second try off left post.
He's still shaking his head in disbelief. He doesn't know how he kept that one out as well.
Correa had to get around the official. Back to Spur. 7 minutes done, fourth quarter. 8 remaining. 3-3 the score. Toth uses his one touch. It's back to Caceres. Costa the steal. Here comes Gabi. Costa. Ruggles! Across. Nobody there. Toth made himself big, and Ruggles decided to pass instead of trying to test him.
And this is where the Stars can be the most dangerous on a counter. Takes one mistake here by the Sockers.
Serta and Souza doing battle. Serta got it loose. Costa feeding in Morgan, right wing, 1v1 with Brame. Brame steps up and steals. Well done.
Just waiting patiently for the maneuver for Morgan and able to pounce on it and anticipate that chance here. That's exactly what happened as well. Ruggles stepped into it too.
And draws a quick foul against Brame. Here we go. Keiko sending it forward for Tavoy. Morgan and the Sockers in a 3-3 tie. Stars trying to get another win against the 16-time champs. Yeah, nothing there. But Moy Gonzalez did find a second beanie cap. Good to know. Gutierrez. Oh dear, Chris Toth unforced. Oh, he got the top of the wall. How lucky is that?
Sometimes fortune works on your side, and that's one of them.
A missed kick. Looked like he was going to give up a top of the arc free kick. Here's Luis Morales with a double team. Just dances around it. Double team gets back to bracket him, and then kicked away by Kyle Rivers. Just a little bit too long on the ball there for Luis Morales. 6:15 to play. We go to sudden death overtime. 10-minute golden goal overtime if this remains tied at the end of 60 minutes. Morales trying to let the ball go through and spin to it. He's got it back. Been guarded by a rookie, Maseo Lopez. Out to Christian now. To Childs, the captain. Denied on a shootout attempt by Toth earlier tonight. Boris denied Nick Pereira earlier tonight on a shootout. Headed out of the zone by Correa. Headed over the wall by Morales. Back to Tacoma as we go to break. The official's timeout has arrived. Let's all take a moment. Pause, deep breath, refresh, hydrate, and return for the end of the fourth quarter. 3-3 Sockers and Stars on MASL TV. Those playoffs are coming April 4th, 5th, and 6th here at Front Wave Arena, MASLsoccer.com. With all the information, your chance to get tickets at frontwavearena.com. Quarterfinals on the 4th. It'll be seeds 1v8, 2v7. On the 5th, it'll be 3v6, 4v5. And then the four winners will meet in the semis on April 6th, at which point the Ron Newman Cup finalists will be determined. That will be a three-game series, home and home. 3-3 tie here. Costa running into the corner. Challenged by Souza, who's played a really tough game. I think Souza, Brame, Rivers, some hidden heroes for Tacoma tonight.
Stepping up when Nick Pereira needs it the most, and watch out here, no call.
Wow. Sosa was 1v1 with Pardo with a man on his back. It's one of those, if you blow the whistle, it's got to be a shootout. So just avoided that fate. Under 5 minutes to play, final 5. And if we had Calafino, it'd be time to bring it out to calm the nerves.
Yeah, heart rates are accelerating for both teams right now. They cannot afford a mistake at this point in the match.
Here's the guy who can make a goal out of nothing, Nick Pereira. Just hasn't had that spark that we're used to. Not tonight, not yet. Mendez trying to run on this ball. Brame got there in the nick of time to deny a run down the floor by the speedy Sebastian.
Challenge just a matter of height. Brame there having the fortune of a couple of inches on Mendez.
We talked about that red-hot Seabass. One thing about Mendez, he's been hot in the fourth quarter, too. He's been getting big fourth-quarter goals. Let's see if that can be the case now. Pardo jumping up and down on those toes. 4 minutes to play. Staying fresh. These two goalkeepers have truly put on a show tonight. Each of them equally outstanding. Pereira to Spur. Willie dancing in! Oh, off the wall! Pardo saw it just wide.
Yeah, fortunate, too, that it didn't ricochet off his back.
Yeah.
Barely scraped by.
That was close. Lopez. Kick save. Pardo got the right toe out, that toe that we were just worried about. Good enough to stop the ball. Out of play to Tacoma. Nervous time growing.
Great save there. Had no real track of where it was going to go. He had a Tacoma Star in front of him. Just complete reaction there, making sure he's spread as much as he can. It's going to be a timeout.
Timeout called. Stars are going to talk it over. Evan McNeely's got a whiteboard. Nick Pereira's going to start scrabbling on it. And they're going to draw up a play. We remind you that if you disagree with something you've seen tonight in terms of officials' calls, you might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. You can catch it every Friday right here on YouTube on the MASL TV channel. This kind of feels like coming home being on YouTube. We love being on CBS Sports, the Galazzo Network, outstanding. Best broadcast network the MASL has been able to have in its 11 years of existence. I don't know, there's just something about being on YouTube.
Yeah.
The world's platform.
Yeah, Champions League, Craig and Tony with the Soccers, MASL. I mean,
right.
You get it all. Todo football here in the States. Something that, you know what, once upon a time wasn't the case. So the sport is growing. You love to see that.
Hey, don't forget as well, another thing you can find on YouTube is Soccer's Overtime, your weekly look inside the San Diego Soccers in the Major Arena Soccer League. You can find it on the San Diego Punto Football channel. In fact, you can find every episode every week right there. We come on live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. We usually go an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then the show's immediately available for review. You can pull interviews out of it right there on the San Diego Punto Football page. So check it out. We'll be back this Tuesday, Tony and I, at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Oof. That entry pass by Caceres blocked away by Cardenas. Now Logan Jones, little space for his right foot. Moy Gonzalez trying to control it. Back to Jones with 3:10 to play. Tied at 3. Moy. Flipping it, Gutierrez reads it away from Jones. There's our man for the fourth quarter, Mendez, feeding in Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to get it to Serta, squirting a wide. Gutierrez shoots it just off of the right post. He hit the red post at high speed. Almost took some paint off that thing. Spur the other way. Willie Spur clicked out by Serta. Mendez dropped. Ruggles feeding out Christian. Here comes Gutierrez. TJ counter. Back to North Carolina's Drew Ruggles. And John just measures it to Toth, who didn't touch it, hovering over that white line. Now it's Pereira. Pereira coming in, and the ball just got past him for Pardo to come out on it. Nick controls that. He's 1v1 with the keeper. 2:08 to play. Serta. Knocked down. Whistle. Foul. No card shown.
Yeah, cutting otherwise about to burst Morales. You just knew he was going to go ahead and take that whole north side wall down, and that's where he's a specialist. Against the wall, full steam ahead. Nothing to do but to foul him. Little over 2 minutes left here.
What an exciting match this has turned out to be. The goalkeepers showdown that we not only anticipated but previewed for you right at 6 o'clock. It has come to pass. Here comes the kid who's been special, Tyler John, with 2 goals tonight. Tyler, little zigzag move, almost got a foot open. Rivers now, Gutierrez steals it again. Morales trying to send out the counter. Christian trying to run on it. Tavoy, ball over his head. Bounces it the other way, and it's going to short hop the wall and go out of play with 1:28 to go. Overtime continues to grow in our minds ever larger.
Yeah, the Stars doing a great job. Whenever the Sockers have a chance to turn upfield, they close on in with great pressure. Even if they don't get to possession, they just get in the way and make anything and everything uncomfortable for San Diego.
Toth to Pereira. Longtime friends. Look out. Who touched this? San Diego did. Defensive clearance on the Sockers. And they cannot challenge. Mitchell Cardenas was calling for a challenge. Can't do it. Challenges are used up. Here comes a great chance for the Stars to steal all 3 points. As a reminder, if you're new to the sport, regulation wins count for 3 points in the table. But if you go to overtime, each team receives a standings point, and then you play for the 3rd standings point.
Seems fair to me. There's still a winner at the end. They're still shared for a hard game.
Caceres will call timeout. What a match it's been. Tavoy Morgan got things started with a shorthanded goal at 5:38 of the first quarter. But Tyler John answered back, taking advantage of an errant chest back pass by Pee Wee Ortega, which, by the way, just saying his name makes me know we haven't seen Pee Wee at all in the second half. So you have to worry that the veteran who's been dealing with injuries on and off all year maybe was unable to answer the bell in the 3rd quarter. Take a look at that equalizing goal. And how about this play? With his back to the play, Craig Childs knew exactly where to send that pass, Tony.
It's a 360 view of the field at all times. The great captain, Craig Childs, knowing his players, knowing the flow of the game. That's exactly what had to happen. There was only one way that ball was going to go ahead and meet Morales, and he found it. That's absolutely special from the legendary Craig Childs. It's been fun goalkeeping. If you're a fan of goalkeeping, I mean, it's been quite a night.
Yeah.
There's 2 kindred spirits in net.
Well, now this is a gigantic moment in this match. Tacoma scores. San Diego will have to go to 6 attackers right away. Moy clipped out of there by Mitchell Cardenas. Too slow on that distribution, too gentle. Minute 6 now. Pereira took that one off the cheek coming in. And we have reached minute 60. It's live at Front Wave Arena, the Magic Minute, 4th quarter, 3-3, Sockers and the Stars. 3 points up for grabs if someone can put it home before the horn sounds.
It's the last look and the last burst of energy, perhaps, on defense for Tacoma. Sockers need to find it here.
Childs gets boxed out by Caceres. That wasn't off his toe. That was off his...
It looked like it was.
I thought that was a pass back. Childs has it. 25 seconds. Charlie looking for someone to feed. Feeds Serta. Ruggles comes off. Can Costa come on? He can. It's 15 seconds. Someone's got to get a shot on net. It's Charlie. It's Costa. Gabriel Costa, the Brazilian. Third-year player over to Serta. And overtime is beckoning. Can Charlie get a shot away? 4 seconds. Someone's got to shoot. Can Charlie shoot? No. Tipped away. We are going to overtime. 60 minutes could not decide this one. So we are going to take a break. And when we come back, it is sudden death. Golden goal. This one's going to finish 4-3. But who's going to get that fourth goal? We'll find out after this. Stay here. Overtime next on MASL TV.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play. The two most decorated goalkeepers in the history of the MASL going head-to-head. And to nobody's ultimate surprise, 3-3 is on the scoreboard, and we are going to an overtime period. Welcome back, everybody. Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez, Melissa May, our Amoda broadcast crew working overtime now, but happy to punch the card. This match will finish 4-3. This is golden goal. 10 minutes will go on the board. First team to score wins. If at the end of 10 minutes there is no goal, then we will go to a minimum of a 3-round shootout. At the end of 3 rounds, it's still tied. You go round by round until you find a winner. Both teams have received a standings point. The Stars now have 8 standings points, the Sockers 27. However, San Diego cannot get all 3. No one can. The third standings point is the one that will be awarded to the team that gets goal number 4.
And just like as a kid growing up, you imagine yourself at the bottom of the ninth in the World Series. In soccer, in las calles, in the streets, it's golden goal, gol gana. The street lights are coming on. Last goal wins. And that's exactly what we have here. Both teams really did their absolute best to not commit the mistake, not commit the error to lead to a goal, because that definitely would have sealed the deal for either Tacoma or San Diego. We'll see which team comes out a bit more chemistry. It hasn't been the prettiest and slickest play from either team, but it doesn't have to be pretty to be a winner.
The Stars playing without Juice Cox, no Eddie Na, no Chase Hansen. You can see both of them on the floor, or on the bench, I should say. Corey Keats left with an injury. He's been unable to play. For the Sockers, Pee Wee Ortega started this match, but we haven't seen him since the second quarter. In fact, he's not even on the bench. So both teams playing a little shorthanded. Going into golden goal. Here we go. Tavoy Morgan with 2 goals tonight. That one kicked away from his waiting toe. Willie Spur under a double team pressure. Gutierrez refeeds. Spur again on the ball, which hasn't touched the turf yet, until Gutierrez grinds it down to Boris Pardo. Beaupot, 10 of 13 on saves in regulation. Chris Toth, 16 of 19.
I'm sure Beaupot will be fine if that stays the same through the rest of this match. Now the Sockers need to find some offense. Morgan now.
You just talk about scoring talent. I mean, the Sockers, given how Nick Pereira's been a little bit off tonight, maybe a little injury rattled, the Sockers have 7 times the scoring that the Stars have, but it just hasn't fired tonight. Give Tacoma so much credit. Determined defense. Now can Nick Pereira pull something out of his hat and get Tacoma their 3rd win of the year and 2nd over San Diego. Mendez doing battle with Correa 1v1. Still fighting their way down the floor. Mendez isn't going to give up on this ball. He's challenged him 3 different times, a 4th. Now Gonzalez comes over and wins it. Charlie tried to spit it out to Gutierrez. It's back to Mitchell Cardenas. 8:25 left in overtime.
Now it's incredibly important to maintain your composure in these moments. If you're going to go ahead and build a play, make sure that it ends on a shot on goal, but be prepared to be on the counterattack defensive side immediately.
Sockers are 1-0 in overtime this year. Luis Morales had the golden goal. Tacoma is 1-2 in overtime this year, playing the 4th time an extra period. Giles tried to feed in Costa, and the ball's still loose. Toth touches it back to Nick. 7:48 on the clock. Costa got it back, tried for a backheel pass, shoots then, misses short corner. Ball bounces out. Serta warding off his attacker to get it over to Childs. Back they come again. Costa, Charlie. Pereira steps on it. Costa tipped it toward Toth, but he was able to bring it down with his foot and then kick it out. And both sides change personnel. Childs coming forward. Craig Childs cuts it back to Keiko Gontan, who's been quiet tonight. Gontan will fire! Just high and wide.
Long ways from the goal. Gontan fancied himself there and almost got a dipping effort past Toth. Almost surprised him as well.
The captain. Childs with the hot pink shoes. Gontan has to hustle to get that ball. Well challenged by Tacoma. Kai Briscoe has been pretty impressive for a rookie. Another one of those hidden heroes for Tacoma tonight. One of them is right out there on the front line, Matt Brame. Brame's been terrific. Here comes Luis. Morales charging. Childs scoring! The Sockers win it in overtime! Who did it? The captain, the all-time goals leader, the pride of Poway, Craig Childs. Sockers win 4-3.
Mi capi de capitanes, Craig Childs, the absolute epitome of clutch factor there. Morales does what he hasn't done the entire match and passes the ball when he sees Craig Childs cutting into the inside, deciding for right now, let's go ahead and be unselfish. Cuts it into Craig Childs, who slides it in. Chris Toth, nothing to do there. San Diego wins it in overtime. Gol de oro. Gol de capitán.
Childs, 10th of the year. Morales picks up his 2nd assist. What else do we got?
Review initiated by the referee for possible foul leading to the goal.
And they are going to review this goal, ladies and gentlemen, looking for a potential foul to cancel it. And I don't see one unless it's well beyond and behind this play. Okay, this should be a very quick review. There's Cardenas. There's no... Okay, is this what we're looking at? Serta. Let's watch Serta. Serta runs through. Is that a foul?
Just Runs into somebody's pretending to be a cone, but
they have called off the goal, or have they? Can we get a verbal?
There's a handy-dandy mic right there.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
Okay, guys. What you need to do is you need to put your hands up when you finish that review to indicate that it's a goal. When you cross your arms, that's saying no goal.
Literally everybody in the arena holding their breath.
Yeah, like what was this? We almost had. Well, he's not here, so we didn't.
Nope. That was that one's specially reserved for a special somebody here in Front Wave.
Well. It's all over. Sockers have made it 10 wins in a row. They beat the Tacoma Stars 4-3. Craig Childs, the hero, standing by with Melissa May.
One, Joe.
All right, Childs, what was said going into overtime tonight?
We got to wake up and just put it all together. You know, it wasn't our best performance as a team, but somehow we just try to find the win at the end.
Did you expect to be that open goal to take that shot?
No, Tacoma had me covered most of the game. It was, you know, one or two of my opportunities and, you know, found a little bit of space inside the box.
10-1 sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yep, we're looking forward to a tough road trip next weekend and then hopefully coming home to a new turf and a nice arena here.
How important was the fan support going into overtime tonight?
You know, honestly, we needed it. We didn't have the most energy as a group today, and the fans really carried us deep in that game.
Thank you so much, Craig. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Craig, Tony, back to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Congratulations, Craig. What a way to wrap things up at Front Wave Arena tonight. His 491st goal as a Soccer, 288th in the MASL. And what an evening it was. First, some of the saves that made this special.
Is what kept the Sockers.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Toth just going crazy with a flurry of saves, one after another. But then, the beautiful pass from Childs to Morales for 3-3. And you know what? Why not have the same two guys hook up in reverse for 4-3? Morales spotting Childs in the middle. Only his second assist with San Diego on the year, but it came on a golden goal as San Diego emerges victorious 10-1. So the Sockers up to 28 points now. And of course, Chihuahua, which came up with a big win earlier this evening, they actually have played three more matches than San Diego. So while they are 6 points ahead of the Sockers, given that the Sockers have 3 matches in hand, you could see that as San Diego having a clear path to actually being number one in the table. Baltimore is at 29 points. They are in second, 1 point ahead of San Diego, which is currently in third. The Sockers will be moving on now for a 3-match road trip. They will go to Kansas City, then St. Louis. The MASL All-Star Game is on the 12th of February. On the 14th, the Sockers are down at Corner Sport Arena to take on the Chihuahua Savage. And then both teams get on a flight from Chihuahua to Tijuana, come back across the border, and that's our next broadcast. It's the Sockers and the Savage, match 3 of 4 this season. And it comes your way Sunday, February 16th, 1 hour earlier, 5:05 p.m. You'll catch it right here on MASL TV on YouTube. What a night of arena soccer action we had for you this evening. Gotta say, it was everything we hoped for and more. Want to say thanks to our tremendous Emoto team working overtime to pull out the dub tonight. Producers Chris Karcher and Terry Parrish, Dan Patton, our technical director, Andy Kepper, our director of photography, Lewis Cooper, our Air One camera operator, Michael Bean on camera, audio engineers Dan Bliss and Russell White, Kelly Hyatt, our replay operator, Larry Patton, our graphics operator, Gabriel Penn and Andrew Karcher on utilities. For Tony Sanchez, for Melissa May, I'm Craig Elston. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday evening with us. Sockers work overtime to get their 10th straight win. They beat the Stars 4-3. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Until then, So long from Oceanside.